Very good, my friend. Thank
All
you.
right. So MB McLean joins us. He's an award-winning producer. MB, thanks for stopping by. Tell us about why you became a producer and a little bit more of your background.
Oh, sure. Let's see. I originally went to film school in Japan, and while I was attending film school, I was hit by the 2011 Tohoku tsunami, which destroyed my apartment, and I basically lost everything. And then I kind of wandered across Japan for a year until I joined up with the documentary crew, filming a documentary called Surviving Japan. This was a crew out of Seattle, Washington, but they were in Japan and they were having trouble with their Japanese editor and translation, all that. So I joined their company and I edited that movie. And then eventually, as the nuclear situation got worse, they pulled out. So I eventually went back to America. I worked in Hollywood for a couple of years, working my way up the ladder. Then I moved back to the East Coast. I worked at MTV for a while. I worked at HBO for a while. I currently run my own animation company.
Okay, great. And what types of animation do you do?
We're currently doing an animated series called The Mutant Busters, which is based on an indie comic book. It's about a bunch of mutants attacking Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh, cool. So in your production company, then you go to different places to get picked up, like HBO or different places like your productions.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. Uh, let's go with questions. What types of stuff? What are your biggest accomplishments as an award-winning producer? What would you say? Your resume.
I'm most widely known for my work on The Vow. I produced the docuseries The Vow for HBO. I was the graphics producer, so I oversaw all the graphics on that series. That series ran for about 3 years. It had 2 seasons, about 12 episodes. I won my Emmy for producing Queer Eye for Netflix. They did a special in Japan. I was one of the only producers in New York City who knew Japan that well to help get that done. And yeah, those are the big things. I'm not that far along in my career, I would say, professionally in terms of being a producer.
What do you see are the biggest challenges for creators today? You think?
Um,
Mhm.
AI is causing a lot of confusion as well as the mergers going on between the companies right now. That's also creating a lot of fear in the industry. Because all these companies keep merging, there's a lot of redundancy. There's a lot of people getting fired from jobs they've had for over 20 years. Situations like that are making it really hard to stay afloat in the industry right now. I'm hoping things will balance out, but right now there's a lot of uncertainty because people can't like predict where everything's going to be in the next 2 years.
Let's talk about AI in movies. Okay. I
Sure.
am involved in it. And one of my clients wants me to help create it because I am pretty good of an AI aficionado. I feel that AI will be used in graphics and in parts of films. I don't see AI actors replacing anyone anytime soon.
Yeah, there was a big controversy recently with like a Tilly Norwood actor, but then when the due diligence was done on that situation, it turned out that that was originally like a girl from Tennessee who had had her face stolen by like a company in London. So I feel like the biggest issue with AI right now is AI is good at remixing things, but it can't create anything original. And even like with those AI characters and AI people, they still like eventually, if you trace them back, there is some person behind that somewhere not getting paid.
Really? Are
Yeah.
you serious about that? So give an
Yeah.
example of what we're seeing now with the new one from Chinese version that's better than Sora and VO3. Are they're stealing exactly people's character facial? They're not creating a character from scratch then, are they?
No, no. The thing about Sea Dance 2, what's interesting
Yeah.
about that one is it's basically trained on every movie ever made from every country in the world. So technically, that's amazing because it can pull from every movie ever made in history. But at the same time, there's nothing new there. It's just remixing things together. So, like, there was a big video of it, like having like Tom Cruise fight like Brad Pitt, but like that's all like shots pulled from their individual movies and spliced together, just really fast, really well.
See, and this is the interesting thing about it is I do what my clients ask me, right? I'm pretty much very flexible with my clients and different things, but my business partner and fiance Vanessa, gets frustrated with AI and how it's not able to create things in the movie sense. Why don't they tell that they're really stealing information? So, like in the design things in graphic design, do you know, MB? I guess the problem is, I guess there's no real protection for actors in anything. I just think the actors are going to be safe because you're never going to have an AI become for people to feel sympathetic for that AI. I don't see it happening. I'm a little concerned for you with animation, right? Because it can really steal a lot of animation.
Right, right. That's one thing we've been struggling with, especially getting clients this year. Um, my issue is I have looked at a lot of it, but it can't be controlled accurately enough. Like that's the number one reason it probably can't replace anyone going forward. It still just has to pull from what it already has. It can't make anything new.
Interesting. Like we have a script right now, a Western, and it's creating the characters and creating the specific things, but it won't do the gun shooting. It won't do certain things. It doesn't follow directions well.
Well,
Do
yeah,
you
that's ridiculous.
do you think that implementing something like C dance into your productions ever will happen? Do you think you'll start to integrate AI at all into your productions?
I personally don't want to, because I know how to do it the right way, and I've done it the right way for 20 years now. Um, there's very few applications I see personally where it would be useful in my case.
Interesting. Do you think at one point you would, if it's implemented, what's going to be done to show that, that some of the stuff that's produced by AI is not good quality compared to what an original is, but it's the speed. That's what how much AI is being used in Hollywood right now.
It depends because there's also a big blowback to the AI, and also in America, there's a further debate that since it is all trained on stolen material, it's hard to copyright AI. A major case just got thrown out of the Supreme Court that they can't copyright something that's AI art because it's just a collage of other existing art pieces.
Right. And what about graphic design? So you can't copyright it, but so what? If as long as you're able to use it in a way and you could sell with it, there's never going to be a lawsuit done with it when it creates this stuff like they can do better book covers than graphic artists can now. That's the
Yeah,
difference. Go ahead. Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of true. I don't know. Like I saw yesterday, there was like an AI KFC ad, and like the text was all wrong, and you had to really look at it to like read that there were like too many D's in the letters and whatever, but stuff like that. Like I definitely see it coming up, but I also see that the audience is also rejecting it. So I do think that there is going to be more of a backlash to these low quality products as they keep getting propagated, especially with like AI scam situations happening where like people advertise these like fantastic things with AI, and then you get there and it's just like an empty warehouse with a guy standing in it.
Yeah, those scam things are going to be an interesting thing where it goes. And
Yeah.
I honestly think that but again, then all these AI companies giving you this fear that you're going to be replaced by AI.
Right. That's another
And,
huge fear.
and that is the other part is, well, everything, all white collar work will be replaced by AI. And
Right. And that'll cause a
but there's
depression.
too much hallucination. Give an example. I onboarded my first AI employees, and they said I only can create 20 posts for you today. That's my limit. So I went to their customer service chatbot. Oh, it's hallucinating. It can do as many as it wants. So I had to go back to it and say, you can create as many posts as you want. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a concern, a concern with these things. I think that MB, if they would have handled this differently, this is another way to make your job better. And everyone introduced AI instead of replacing the employee. There's going to be a huge bubble at one point in time, and that bubble is going to burst for all these people in AI businesses. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's probably coming in the next 1 or 2 years, as far as I estimate.
When they see it didn't work, they went and onboarded all these AI employees to replace real humans instead of enhance human work. That's
Well,
yeah.
well, there's two situations that I see playing out. One situation is a company replaced all their employees with AI. And like you said, the AI starts to hallucinate. So, like, there was a situation recently where, like, a company replaced their analytics guy with an AI. and the AI would just make up results. Now, it sounded exactly like the results of the real analytics guy, but there was nothing backing up the data. It was just telling the bosses stuff they wanted to hear. So eventually, that company ended up losing $300,000 because they were going on bullshit data.
Mm.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so I think it's because people are trying to get rich quick.
Right, they
This is
are.
this is a gold rush, and in the gold rush is not AI. The gold rush is the people who are selling it.
Well, it's also the competency thing. Like, for example, Duolingo replaced all their employees with AI, and then their stock price tanked because they were no longer making a quality product.
Just like overseas customer service reps.
Well, that's another thing. Like, half of these AIs, like, when they stop working, they'll just connect it to someone in the Philippines to fill in. That's getting paid $4 an hour. So, if that's the end result, just do that to start with. That's more honest, I guess.
But there's no honesty because the big companies got to hype themselves up.
Right. And that's why the crash is coming, because in the next year or so, like, these companies just keep not delivering results, or they keep getting undermined by other companies doing the same thing faster. So, I mean, it's a feeding frenzy right now, and there's probably only going to be like one or two winners ultimately.
I think it's a productivity tool. I think it's a research tool. I think it's a speed tool, but it should be the revolution, as like the industrial revolution should be making humans better, not replacing humans.
Yeah, the only positive I can say about AI is it's very good at predicting what could happen, but those are all just predictions and they're not set in stone. So those should always be taken with a grain of salt.
Exactly. So where can people check out your portfolio work and your business and all that stuff? Where can they go?
Well, right now, most of my stuff is just randomly on TV. I do have a show on YouTube. My cartoon, The Mutant Busters, is on YouTube. Other than that, like if you need me, I'm pretty easy to find.
All right, MB McLean. Appreciate it, MB. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, good talk. Later.
And go to next4million.com as well. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show. And